Today's going to be a rough one for you guys.
Danhausen is powerful as hell.
Oh, my God.
Oh,
Good. I'm glad you
goodness.
went there right away.
I had to go there.
How can you not?
After
Well
watching
done.
that game,
He cursed the Cavs.
The Knicks were down by 22 in the fourth quarter with 7:40 to go.
Cavs had a 99.9% winning percentage.
If that ain't Danhausen, what is? It has to be.
They are cursed.
I mean, listen, it was all working
met him
against the
yesterday.
Knicks, even bobblehead Brunson being on the desk.
Which is powerful.
That's powerful. And it didn't matter.
Didn't matter at all, not one iota.
It was incredible watching that last night.
The New York Knicks were very nice. The Cleveland Cavaliers very evil yesterday.
I'm angry at them, though, because they made me stay up to watch the damn game.
It was so good, though.
Man,
Back-to-back nights, we are tired.
I was just about to shut it off, too, Smalls. I was just about to cut it
But
off.
it's a good reason to stay up late.
Brunson had a couple of back-to-back baskets on James Harden. I'm like, wait, let me see if Brunson can start cooking. And he did.
Just elite in the fourth.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
Elite.
speak for yourself. Up 21 last night, 92-71, 8 minutes to go or so. Good night. I went to sleepy, and my wife comes back in the room because she was with my son, of course, because my 12-year-old goes to sleep later than I do. And she said, I think the Knicks are winning. I said, what are you talking about? She goes, some alert on my phone, ESPN app, that the Knicks are winning. And I'm like, they won the game. So I watched it back this morning. I couldn't believe it. I went to sleep up 21.
But you weren't asleep because your wife
No. She
came and
woke me
told
up.
you.
No. She woke me up to tell me this, and it was already in overtime.
Shout out to her. That's a very good move.
Yeah, I fell asleep. I'm not going to sit here and lie to the audience. So this
what?
morning, what did I do? I watched back the fourth quarter in overtime, and I think I can score on James Harden.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Brunson went at him.
Oh, my God. All right.
Absolutely, relentlessly attacked him.
Yes, he did. By design, right? The Knicks outscored the Cavs over the last 12 minutes of this game, including overtime, 44-11 by 33 points. Ironically, that's the same amount of points as Anthony Edwards went and congratulated the Spurs by with 8 minutes to go. Just pointing that out. Just saying. And this game was amazing, especially when you do the compare and contrast to Game 1 against Indiana a year ago. Remember when the Knicks were up 14 points in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals with 2:45 to go and they lose that lead? Well, this one, totally different. Up 20. They're down all these points. They go on an 18-1 run. They force overtime. They start overtime on a 9-0 run. This is remarkable. So, Knicks comeback, Cavs choke. Let's just do it right off the bat. Did the Knicks have the comeback or did the Cavs have the collapse?
Oh, all-time choke job.
Okay, go for it.
I mean, they usually slap a parental advisory on it before you watch something like that. Like, that was terrible. That was awful. Like, how can you be up by 22 in the fourth quarter and then essentially try to sit on the lead and not have any ball movement, any movement on offense away from the ball? It was absolutely abysmal. And I thought that it was a tale of two halves in terms of the ability to be able to coach. Really a tale of two quarters, because Kenny Atkinson shined in the third quarter when the Cavs built that double-digit lead. They extended it to as much as 16. The hack-a-Mitch strategy was brilliant. The timing that he used it to extend the lead, because the first half was really a back and forth half. Even though the Cavs had a 2-point lead at halftime, that was Donovan Mitchell hitting a 3 at the buzzer. So it went back and forth for the first 2 quarters. It was really that third quarter where the Cavs asserted their dominance. But then in the fourth quarter, Kenny Atkinson gave it all back. I don't understand it, Ev.
Which part bothered you the most? Kenny Atkinson, head coach of the Cavs, had so many mistakes.
Ev, the Knicks went on an 18-1 run and the man didn't call a timeout. Not once during that stretch. You were up by 22. They went on an 18-1 run to cut it to 5 in less than 5 minutes. That's when you want to use the timeouts?
Kenny Atkinson postgame had this to say to Chris Canty about not using the timeouts.
Yeah, I like to hold my timeouts. I mean, I didn't want to have one timeout at the end of the game, 1 or 2 point game. I try to hold them.
Hold them till when? Game 2?
That's what I was thinking. At that point in the game, what are we holding them for?
They don't carry over. It's not like vacation days.
It's not rollover.
But here's the other thing, and I think Mike Brown deserves a ton of credit for his brilliance and what he did. Like, his solution, his solve for Jalen Brunson being a lot of liability was to attack James Harden and Donovan Mitchell double team those guys when they had the ball in their hands as soon as they came across half court. Now, it's a double-edged sword because it creates more ball movement naturally on the Cavs offense. You get the swing, a lot of open shots. But it became clear that the Cavs were less concerned with trying to keep their foot on the gas and score and more concerned about trying to preserve the lead. And I thought that subtle switch in mentality was what left the door cracked for the Knicks to get back in that game.
You just set up to make matters even worse for Kenny Atkinson, the head coach of the Cavs, because if you're saying that you believe the Cavs were concerned with preserving the 22-point lead, why the heck was James Harden on the floor? If you're playing prevent defense, you know what you don't use? Offensive players.
The guy that they're going to attack, that they're going to try to exploit, and that they did so successfully?
9 of 15 in the fourth quarter and overtime when they went at James Harden. Okay, as a primary defender. Oh, by the way, there were also times where he wasn't the primary defender, but he was the closest to.
But it was okay when Josh Hart was on the floor because Josh Hart couldn't throw the ball into the ocean.
That was the
strategy.
strategy.
And that's where Mike Brown deserves
Landry
a ton
Shamet,
of credit
hello.
because he benched Josh Hart and put Landry Shamet in the game, and that changed everything in terms of spacing. Right? I mean, listen, at the 7:40 mark, Jalen Brunson gets a bucket in the paint, but then the next possession for the Knicks, Landry Shamet comes down and nails a three-pointer. And that opens up the court for Jalen Brunson to start getting dribble penetration, beating James Harden off the bounce, and getting the others involved. Mikal Bridges looked like Steph Curry last night in the fourth quarter, just nailing threes from all over the place.
And who was the closest defender?
James Harden. But the whole point of it is this. It is Mike Brown deciding that he's going to put Landry Shamet in the game, another three-point shooter in the game who made critical buckets down the stretch, and Kenny Atkinson not having an adjustment for that and leaving James Harden out there in the lurch. That was absolutely egregious by Kenny Atkinson. He deserves all the smoke, all the criticism coming his way over the next 48 hours until game 2.
You know, the Cavs made these moves around the deadline, and everyone hyped up the James Harden move for Darius Garland. Well, the moves that a lot of people in and around basketball were talking about is the defensive prowess of Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder, a move that they made for Sacramento. That's why you have them there. You're up 22. You don't need scorers. You need to make sure that Jalen Brunson doesn't get going. And Jalen Brunson, I have been more critical of Jalen Brunson, defensive end. He can't be the best player on a championship team than anyone on our show. Egg on my face in a big way. Jalen Brunson was awesome. Not only in terms of his scoring late in the game, Jalen Brunson was awesome when he took his team and he looked at them and basically said, we can do this. It's 28-3, basically. We can come back. Jalen Brunson was awesome last night. Jalen Brunson is awesome, and I have been dead wrong about Jalen Brunson.
But let me ask you this. As an NBA coach, how do you allow one player in Jalen Brunson to routinely beat another player, James Harden, in the fourth quarter in overtime to the tune of 7 made field goals? From 7:40 in the fourth quarter to the end of overtime, Brunson on Harden, 7 made field goals.
Yep, 7 of them.
How do you allow that if you're an NBA coach? You can't.
Well,
James Harden had more turnovers than made field goals.
Yet again.
It's the 6th time that's happened this postseason.
It's
and guess
unbelievable.
what? The Cavs record during those games, 0-6. How can you allow him to be a liability for your team, especially when you know the other team's strategy is to get their best player matched up on him? They tried to hide James Harden on Mikal Bridges. Guess what? It didn't work because as soon as Brunson came across half court, they would run Mikal Bridges up to Jalen Brunson on a ball screen. And then all of a sudden you got the switch. Boom, James Harden on Jalen Brunson. You can't allow that to happen if you're Kenny Atkinson. Something about that has to change.
Mike Brown said it last night. He was like, it's not a secret. We're attacking James Harden. This was the plan, and it worked.
Wait till people hear this. All right, we're going to play that. What Small just referenced, we're going to play coming up. The head coach of a team that came back from 22 down in the fourth quarter let everyone know the strategy post-game. You know why? It was the most obvious strategy in the world to everyone but the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, you know what, Cleveland? We love you. But today, go to ZipRecruiter and put a job posting for a defender.